gives you refreshment every time.
Here you go.
Thanks, Mike. Doing a great job. All right, 2 ice-cold Coors Lights.
That's the coldest beer I've ever had.
Hey, they don't call it the world's most refreshing beer for nothing.
Okay, be honest with me. Do you really have the Rocky Mountains in your beer cooler?
You don't believe it? Check it out.
Man, that's pretty amazing.
I know, right? I can't believe it myself sometimes. I mean, this cooler is only 3 feet wide.
Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. With great beer comes great responsibility.
For all of your IT needs, visit OmniPerforms.com. Omni Strategic Technologies, the only IT company that the Watchdog trusts.
Hello, everyone. From the Watchdog, I'm the Storm Tracker, Darnell Foster, with a look at your local weather forecast for your Wednesday. Mostly cloudy skies with a few peaks of sunshine. A daytime high near 28 degrees. Overnight low of 23 with some light snow showers beginning. You'll see those snow showers on and off for your Thursday, with highs in the mid to upper 20s. Have yourself a great day, everyone. From the Watchdog, I'm Darnell Foster.
The views and opinions expressed on the following program are not necessarily those of this station or its sponsor. It's now time for Winging It with Sonia and Liv.
Hello, everybody. It's yet another wintry Wednesday. I'm Sonia from the West Banco Arena and Capitol Theater.
Hey, I'm Olivia with Visit Wheeling WV, and we've got...
I'm Lola from the Frozen Tundra.
Something.
I think that's where we all are. I actually told Sonia, I was like, let's start the show and give like another location's weather. Like
It's
60, high of 67, beautiful day.
85 and sunny
Oh,
in
gosh.
downtown Miami.
Coming soon, huh?
I know. That would be nice, wouldn't it?
So how's everybody doing today?
I got no complaints.
Now, here's a funny thing, because this is something I've been wanting to do, and I had to take off my Wi-Fi to get on the internet.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to tour the Scottish Rite Cathedral.
Oh, yeah, it's cool.
And there's actually a tour today at 5 o'clock, and it's free. I actually want to do that. Come check out the beautiful Scottish Rite Cathedral, which will be the site of our first ever permanent hospitality training school in Wheeling, West Virginia. So yeah, so you can go today. COVID update, all attendees must RSVP as well. We will be keeping tours to 6 people or less. All attendees will be required to wear masks and keep a safe distance from one another. If you want to attend, you can either try Facebook events, or you can email wv@sairahospitality.com to register. Yeah,
That's cool. That would be a cool event.
Yeah.
Have you ever been in that building? Like the ins and outs of it?
I have not. I just saw it for sale, and I was like, what?
I've been in it, but not
very interesting.
in it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I didn't have the opportunity to wander around or anything.
I had the privilege of getting a tour from Jack Yost, probably about it was about 11 years ago. It was right after I had Lila, and I just got back from maternity leave, and the tourism office had a film office, connected. And it was when what was the movie name that shot up in like Weirton and stuff like that area? Like
On the train?
James Abrams, right? J. Abrams.
J.J. Abrams.
J.J.
Oh, that was 8 millimeters, wasn't it?
No, that doesn't ring a bell.
Was it the one on the train?
Yeah, the train was in it. Like they had
In
like,
Bel Air?
It was like the train was part of it. No. That was that one was a different one. That was with Denzel Washington. This one was the one that had like the extra, like they.
E.T.?
What was it? Frank, if you're listening, text me the name of that movie. I've gone completely blank. But anyways, they were scouting the area for different things, and one thing that they needed was an intimate theater. So took a look at the Victoria, but the Victoria was going to be in use on days that they needed to film, and then the theater, it was still closed at that time. And somebody had mentioned that the Scottish Rite has a theater in there. So they took us through every ins and out of that building. And I mean, it is massive. 2, Super 8. It was called Super 8, the movie Super 8. Thanks, Frank.
8mm, Super
Yeah.
8, all kind of filmy kind of things.
Tomato, tomato.
You're almost there. But so it is the coolest building, like, and has really cool architecture inside. Like, I wouldn't even know what era it would be, but like the flooring is intricate. The pillars, it's marble. It's very well made, and like a very bougie building.
I'm really hoping that they have some openings tonight because I want to go.
Good luck.
Yeah, thank you. We'll see.
I'd go with you, but I'll be busy doing, hot girl stuff.
All those videos.
Righty.
I'm just joking. That's a TikTok
No, you're
thing.
not.
Yeah.
We laugh at the arena because we went from feast to extreme famine, and now we've gone from famine to extreme feast. We're averaging now 3 to 4 events a week, and most of those are the Nailer games. They're getting as many games as they can in. They have a makeup game now, March 9th. And then the MEC weekend. So this is like, we'll have this weekend off, and then we won't have a weekend off in a really long time. So it's really nice. The MEC made an announcement last night that the tournament's coming back Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Each game is going to be an individual session. Each game is going to be an individual session. So you'll buy a ticket for that game, and then after that single game, you will have to leave the building and then come back in.
Has to be completely cleared, sanitized.
Completely cleared, sanitized. So the games are at 11 a.m., 2 p.m., 5 p.m., and 8 p.m. Thursdays, all girls. Fridays, the guys. And then Saturdays, those winners from Thursday and Friday playing on Saturday. And then Sunday, the times are still to be determined. I think there's like the Penguins play on Sunday, and so they're trying to, do something around those times. But yeah, so doors will be a half hour before each game. They are not doing an all-session pass
That
this
makes
year.
sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Well, I read today earlier that Justice is now talking about really easing up on businesses and schools, for attendance. So I'm hoping he will include the Capitol and West Banco and other arenas and stuff around the state and open up the guidelines a little bit more for you.
Well, where we're struggling right now with the Capitol, not necessarily is the attendance yet, it's who can be on stage performing. Like, they just opened up one singer on stage, and that's it. No band. It has to be acoustic.
Yeah.
I know.
That won't work in a venue such as that. But
the arena. Do you know what I mean?
No. We were talking in our office this morning that sports events will be the first, I think, to really come back. This MEC is a big,
Yeah, NBA last week just started allowing fans to come back in.
Well, even without fans, I just feel like, people want to play. They want to be kind of part of it. So they can limit the spectators to where that can happen and still have that type of event. And it'll just have to be done in a different way with virtual attendance more so than like spectating attendance. But, it is a start.
It is a start.
It is a start.
We watched on Sunday night, I think it was, Chris Fallow's basketball. If you have a possibility to go in the Duke, we're probably watching your high school basketball game no matter where you are. So we got lucky enough to watch this Minnesota high school game on ESPNU, and the players themselves had to wear masks while playing. Most of the time, once you go on the bench, you have to put your mask on. When you come back on the court, you can take it off. It was mandatory all around. So it's kind of weird to see how every state has their own set of rules and how they're going with it. But
I mean, I've not yet to understand how mask wearing is so inconsistent, but yet still, if you ask anybody or who's studying it, it's the one thing that can help, stop the spread. So what you would think playing with it on makes more sense than sitting there, because when you're playing, you're exerting more energy, you're breathing harder, you're hollering at your teammates, what I mean? Like all that kind of stuff. But
now as a child, if you want to, you're playing basketball and you want to yell at the ref, you can just point to everybody because now they don't really know who said it,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
That wasn't me.
Yeah. I did not.
Show a rewind. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is kind of interesting to see how that is. But yeah, I agree with you, Lola. There's things that we're still holding off on, how to proceed, such as PBR, because they want the attendance numbers to be bigger. Right now we're at 15%, even for the nailers, and that's 750 people. And, we want to see
PBR
those.
sold out 3 nights in a row, like over sold out.
Yeah, we want to see those numbers grow safely, and, we want everyone to buy into our rules. We actually had a lot of trouble this past Friday night with a group that came in. And I think where we struggle is every state is different. And these people are from, an hour away in Ohio. And I always continuously say, no matter where you are in an hour circumference around us, we live in a bubble.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? Like, we're not seeing the huge numbers that everybody else is seeing. And that's great for us. And I think that's why I like living here so much. Do you know what I mean? Like, we don't see, all the chaos that's really going on in the world. I guess there's pros and cons of that. But that is why I like where I live.
Yeah.
So they came and, they reminded me that they were American. And they didn't have to wear a mask.
Interesting. I am too.
And that's great. But I had to, I said, hey, as of today, we're the only sports team in West Virginia playing.
Yeah.
There's no high school teams playing yet. There's no, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, right. And as of Friday, you were exactly right.
yeah, I was like, they're not even practicing yet.
Yeah.
And it's really hard for people to understand that coming from Ohio, where they've been playing sports all along.
yeah.
And we're literally right across from the river from each other. But it's interesting to see everyone's point of perspective on wearing masks. But when you come into the arena, we're not only following our local health department laws, but for the ECHL, that's one of the requirements. You have to wear a mask. I promise you, we hate it too. But when it's live on TV and, they're screening, they're
Showing it,
scanning
yeah.
the fans, and it looks bad on us if people aren't wearing masks. We just found out, I think Saturday or Friday, that there's actually someone almost every single game, if not every other game, from the ECHL there, or they're watching it on
make sure
TV.
the guidelines are being
to
followed.
making sure the
Yeah.
guidelines, not only us, but
Everybody.
everybody, you know what I mean? All the staff too. And so, it's really hard to get everyone to buy into it, but it's a choice to come to the arena for a hockey game. So when you make that choice, you're agreeing with us. I'm going to help you guys out too. And,
So what happened?
we escorted 36 people out. Yeah, we actually had to call the police. And again, I want to I know one of the police officers' names was Josh Bouillard. They were as bad as these guys were yelling at the police officers. The police did not respond back one word. These guys knew that they had to get up and leave. The police didn't have to say anything, you know what I mean? It's kind of weird, the way people go from
0 to 60.
0 to 60 in like a split second, and the reasoning for it.
I know.
It wasn't even the end of the first period. It wasn't even
I don't get it.
Personal
Yeah.
personal comforts, I should say, can be very sensitive. You take away that person's right to decide what they like or don't like. And
Yeah.
I think that's where a lot of the pushback comes,
Yeah, but as other fans were coming in the next 2 days, they said, you guys are serious. And I was like, no, we are.
Yeah.
But one of the things that we struggled with this particular group is not only did they not, I have pictures and video. I made sure before
Yeah.
they left that I had enough video to verify what they were doing. But not only did they not follow the mask guideline, they took off all the seat coverings and they all sat together. Do you know what I mean? The kids were all over the place. We actually gave the kids masks and they ate holes through them, through the front of the masks. So it was just a really weird experience.
Like a fruit roll-up type?
No, there was like a hole. So they had a mask on and then they cut holes out the center. They ate holes through the center.
Wow, that's new. That's pretty,
Strange.
But yeah.
Feed your children before you bring them.
I know, but
we got a call.
Denny has these calls every Wednesday with the ECHL arena managers, and fortunately for us, we're in the low numbers
Yeah, they're getting them a
as far as
lot.
kicking people out.
I can imagine. It's just a difficult time.
Friday just screwed up your average, that's for sure.
It did. So who do we have on the air, Lola?
It is Dan.
Hey, Dan.
Hey, I got two things to add to this conversation. One, my daughter used to go to school at the Scottish Rite Temple.
Wow.
When Monticello closed down, they started a new school along with one of the sponsors, Paul Harris.
Yeah.
It was called the Lyceum. It was called the Lyceum Academy. Mm-hmm. Lyceum Academy, yeah, and my daughter and his daughter, and I don't know, maybe 15 or 20 other young ladies went to school there. But
I never knew that.
Beautiful in there. Yeah, it was beautiful.
It is beautiful. It's such a gem, you know, and it's really nice to see that it's going to be turned into something that more people can see, because it's been sitting empty and almost in like a private type thing. I believe it's it's the Fraternal Order of the something that owned it prior.
Masons.
Masons. Yeah, it was Masons.
Yeah. Oh, it's beautiful. And the second thing I'd like to add is my daughters and my young son. My daughters are 27, and 24 right now. And I can't tell you how many birthdays we've celebrated with the Wheeling Nailers. They used to have that package where you could have birthday parties. You got hot dogs and, the kids signed a card, and you got cupcakes and popcorn for everybody. It was just a wonderful time. And I can't understand how knuckleheads would want to go in there and, just act a fool, when they practically bend over backwards for you anyway in there.
No, absolutely, yeah. And, that group that I'm talking about, we gave them many chances, but from the time they walked into the building, we knew that our numbers, we were there, yeah. So we knew we were going to have problems. And that's another thing, too, is a lot of people are starting to show us their vaccination card. And if if the person that gave you your vaccine properly gave you all the information with it, they'll tell you, even though that you've been vaccinated both rounds, you still have to wear your mask. And that's what a lot of people, there's a misconception that they don't have to wear their mask if they've been vaccinated.
Yeah.
There's different strains of this stuff. I think until everybody gets vaccinated, everybody ought to just wear the mask. You know what I mean?
Yeah, honestly.
You're the only, you guys are the only show in town. If you want to get out and do something, you better follow the rules.
Well, not only that, if you don't...
I agree with that statement, Dan.
Yeah, if you don't want it to go away, you have to follow the rules.
Yeah. Everybody's got to work together to find some sort of semblance here while we navigate.
Yeah. Pivot.
Pivot.
I assure you that our staff does not want to be nagging nannies. Is that the saying? Nagging nannies?
It works.
Go with it.
Yeah.
It works. Nagging Nancy.
Yeah, we don't want to have to constantly tell you, hey, can you put your mask up, please? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or your little signs. Those are really cute.
Yeah.
Well, you're not there to babysit either. You go to a hockey game, you think that you're going to be dealing with, some type of adult, a young adult, or, were these children or adults who were acting like this?
It was half and half.
Oh, well, you know what? There's no crime, behaving badly is the crime.
Common sense is the crime.
Everybody is familiar with what this thing's doing, and it's just a little bit of common sense goes a long way, because if the adults are telling the kids to behave in that manner, the adults have lost all control of everything.
Yeah. Do you know, Dan, what the worst part about this was? This guy used the F word probably 37 times to me, maybe more. He called me Karen.
Oh.
You know what? Well, that's
You're not Karen.
That's what hurt me.
I tell
Patty, maybe. Not Karen.
I tell people when they start cussing at me, I'm like, Jesus is going to send a band of angels down from heaven and wash your mouth out with soap, and they usually stop.
Well, sometimes I think they think when they throw the F word out there that they become a strong person. Yeah. That doesn't even faze me.
No, I use the F word for complete comedy effect. So when somebody says to me, I immediately don't take you serious.
Oh, okay. That's a big word.
That means your vocabulary is very
My
low.
3-year-old says it, so that says
Yeah. But call me Karen, what? I was like, what?
Hey, have a good day.
You too,
Take care,
thanks, Dan.
Speaking of the word Karen, we were at the doctor's office, I think last week or the week before, and we were seeing the younger PA, pretty hip kid, you know what I mean? My daughter Lila was talking to him about his shoes and a couple other things. And he was like, well, your mom's got cool shoes on or something like that. And she was like, oh no, because I'm not cool. She's like, she's a boomer and, like Karen, like a bougie Karen.
What? Don't you love the things that kids say?
I was just like, oh my. I was like, get in, let's go, wrap it up.
Are we done with this appointment yet?
Yeah, I know. I was just, and of course he laughed because he was like, your mom's not a Karen. I was like, well, they probably think I do because I make them clean their room and I'm so mean. Make them go to school. Make them do virtual school. Meanie.
Oh, gosh. But no, so we do. So we have the MEC tournament coming up, and it's Thursday, Friday.
And it's just exciting to see after such a hard year, that there's still a chance for economic development to come out of it.
There is. And hopefully eventually that speed limit goes from 45 to 55 if anybody's listening. We can start upping those numbers. It's really scary going to the Highlands anymore, or coming home more or less than going up. And those semis.
That area in general has always been so difficult, I think, to navigate because, one, people do speed. But now the fact that you have people that actually is following a 45.
I do, because I don't want to get a speeding ticket.
No, because it's going to be a big one through there because that's a construction zone. But no, 45 degree.
It's okay.
Whatever.
Tomato.
Yeah, at 45 speed limit, and then you got people still going like 70, 75 in there. I mean, you're just aching for a break in there.
Yeah, like we were laughing because the other day Chris was going 55, so he was going 10 miles over. He goes, I'm going 55. I mean, some guy literally, flew, jetted past us. He's like, how fast is that guy going?
Yeah, but you often think to yourself, okay, so I'm speeding and I'm following, because sometimes you have to speed a little bit to follow the kind of the way of the traffic, so you're not, because that's just as hazardous to be the one going
Too
super
slow. Yeah.
But I mean, when people are flying past you, and not to mention flying past you right where that road splits,
Oh, yeah.
Holy, do you not see that this is going to be a hard 90 degrees right here?
Yeah.
Nope, and just there they go.
Yeah.
And I always think, where is a cop when you need him?
I know.
Now, if that were me,
There'd be
there'd
the
be
cop
one
right there.
right up the road.
Yeah, and I'm always waiting to go ahead and be like, I can't wait to see them pulled over.
I know it, and I never
just like,
do.
Of course.
Are you the
not.
one that honks?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to lie, I speed sometimes, like I always say, I mean, if it wasn't for that 5 miles over the speed limit, like leadway that you get, my kids would never get anywhere on time. Ever.
All right, everybody. Well, that brings us to a break. Please support the sponsors that support the station. You're listening to The Watchdog.
Wheeling Coin and Hobby on 10th Street in Wheeling, next to the Bridge Tavern in downtown Wheeling, wants to buy any and all unwanted gold and silver jewelry. They are paying top dollar for 10, 14, 18, and 22 karat gold plus 925 sterling silver. They also want to buy collectible coins and paper money from before 1933. Wheeling Coin and Hobby is open daily from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Monday through Saturday. Coin and Hobby, 304-232-8430, and add them on Facebook.
The weather will affect you every day, whether it's good or bad. The Storm Tracker 7 weather team is here to make sure you're never surprised. You can trust us to help you plan your day.
36 degrees here in Wheeling.
On TV, online, on your phone, our experienced meteorologists are here to help you prepare for what's ahead. Watch the Storm Tracker 7 weather team with Zach Petty, Aaron Myler, and me, Dr. Dave Walker. Weather coverage you can count on, working.
Now, during the Jim Robinson Ford Lincoln Toyota Pre-Owned Super Sale, select from over 80 vehicles in stock starting under $5,000. Most are local trades, many with one owner. Hurry to Jim Robinson at the Highlands, home of lifetime powertrain protection. Now, during the Jim Robinson Ford Lincoln Toyota Pre-Owned Super Sale, select from over 80 vehicles in stock starting under $5,000. Most are local trades, many with one owner. Hurry to
Are you struggling to make payments due to an unexpected financial obligation or loss of income? Are you receiving calls from debt collectors? Are you feeling overwhelmed and unsure of what steps to take next? Then you need the experience and expertise of attorney Tom McIntyre and his staff to help guide you through these temporary hardships. Want to hear more about how Tom can help? Then call 877-456-4155 and receive a free copy of Tom's ebook, When Bad Things Happen to Good People. Tom's ebook covers many questions people have about bankruptcy and includes interesting stories about people who tried to avoid filing and people who have filed for bankruptcy. We think you'll be surprised to learn some interesting facts about bankruptcy. Call 877-456-4155.
Does your dog need groomed or walked? Are you looking for a pet sitter or dog boarding options? If so, call Dirty Paws, Wheeling's newest pet care service, providing the Ohio Valley with everyone's pet care needs. Check us out on Facebook at Dirty Paws WHG or call 304-639-7754.
Over the years, you've brought opioids into your home. They helped when you were in pain, and you held on to them just in case. But holding on to opioids puts your family at risk. Learn more at www.fda.gov/drug disposal.
Now's a great time to go Toyota for reliability, value, and style. And RAV4 is the #1 selling SUV in America over the last year, with available all-wheel drive in gas or hybrid models. Now, get up to $1,000 cash back from Toyota through March 1st. For more offers, shop Toyota's official website for deals. Buyatoyota.com. Then see your Toyota dealer. Go Toyota, and let's go places.
For all of your IT needs, visit OmniPerforms.com. Omni Strategic Technologies, the only IT company that the watchdog trusts.
The Metro News Update is brought to you by Thomas Auto Centers, Mall Road, St. Clairsville. Get the best deal at Thomas Auto Centers.
West Virginia Metro News, I'm Chris Lawrence. Power outages today across southern West Virginia number nearly 70,000, but Phil Moy with Appalachian Power worries it may get worse again overnight tonight.
What we're looking at in the areas where the ice storm hit is some heavy, wet snow. And as long as that ice is on the trees and limbs, the snow is going to accumulate. It's going to stick to that ice and cause additional weight on those trees. And so that's the concern, that we're going to have additional weight onto already burdened trees.
Much of the state under a winter storm warning for tonight, running through Friday morning. Central and southern West Virginia looking at 4 to 6 inches. The mountains and eastern panhandle may get 5 to 10. Officials say it's possible during the day tomorrow that precipitation could return to a wintry mix in southern West Virginia, possibly creating more ice. West Virginia American Water Company reporting power outages have impacted 48 of their pumping facilities in the Huntington, Salt Rock, and Lincoln County areas. About a dozen have been restored to service using generators, and the company's bringing more generators in from out of state. However, the company is also asking the state and National Guard for assistance to clear a path to those remote facilities to help keep the water service up and running. The West Virginia National Guard will have teams in the 4 counties where Governor Jim Justice has declared a state of emergency. Those are Putnam, Lincoln, Cabell, and Wayne. They've got liaisons in those counties today working with emergency officials to determine what their needs will be. You're listening to Metro News, the voice of West Virginia. DHHR Secretary Jeremiah Samples delivering more specifics to lawmakers concerning the number of CPS referrals in the state. He told the House Finance Committee Tuesday referrals were down by more than 8,000 last year.
Does that mean all of a sudden the families in West Virginia are that much better and these kids are no longer at risk? I wish, but they weren't going to school, so the teacher couldn't see that this kid was malnourished, couldn't see that they had bruises.
Teachers are leading reporters of child abuse and neglect cases. From the Metro News Anchor Desk, I'm Chris Lawrence.
Hi, it's Hoppy Kirchville. Join me weekdays at 10 o'clock for Talk Line. We'll talk about the big stories affecting us in West Virginia, top political figures, sports personalities, sometimes just plain folks, offering their opinions on what's happening today. 10 till noon, right after the Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe.
Hello, welcome back to the second half of Winging It.
Yes, and we've discussed some extremely important topics over the first half an hour. I hope you guys didn't miss it because they were life-changing.
They're life-changing.
Yes. But in all honesty, though, is it not a step in the right direction?
It is a step in the right direction.
We've been able to talk for 30 minutes so far, and I think we could probably go longer, of events and new things that's coming to Wheeling and Ohio County.
It is. This Friday, everybody remembers the movie Ghost.
Sure do.
Ogilvy Institute is featuring Ghost, dinner and a movie, or you can choose just the movie option.
Not to completely go off subject, but did you happen to see Demi Moore's new face at Fashion Week?
I didn't, but I did watch her roast. You remember the roast they had? I watched the roast the other day of.
They did one on her.
What's her ex-husband?
Bruce Willis.
Bruce Willis. It was hilarious.
Oh, I bet. I love Bruce Willis.
And they still have a great relationship with each other.
Yeah, and they do. I watched.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do. And they always did, even when she was married to. I'm gonna try to find a picture real quick.
But I didn't. But my sister actually shared Cher it was a picture of Cher in the 70s and a picture of Cher at the age of 70. She looks younger now than she did.
Absolutely.
That's
One,
the
she has way
benefit.
more money.
Yeah, that's the benefit of living in Hollywood with great plastic surgeons and
Right?
a bank account that never runs out.
Oh, actually, I did see that. I thought that was makeup. I didn't know that was actual surgery.
No, apparently she had all that filler put in, because that's what I thought at first, but no, it's been,
Yikes. It almost looks like it's a double, like a,
she got a line, it's like she got like
remember
a
the
shelf.
like a kaleidoscope.
Yeah, a
Like you're
little
looking through a
bit. Oh,
kaleidoscope.
I think it looks like she's frowning.
Aww.
I know.
She's a very
Pretty.
attractive woman,
She's
regardless.
gorgeous, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, but yeah, I love Cher. I've seen her in concert a few times.
I did not know that.
I almost got kicked out of her concert, actually.
Here's a fun one. I have yet.
Well, why does that not surprise me?
I love to follow the rules, but I really get upset when people want to sit down and not
enjoy the
and
concert,
not dance and things. And Cher is a show. She's up there like, dance with me. I mean, she's bringing out her people to like dance with you in the aisles. And, I got the fever. I was, ready,
I would have
right?
too. I would have too.
And the people behind me, I just happened to get the wrong people behind me. And they kept telling the ushers, and the ushers kept reiterating to them, like, I cannot tell them to sit down when she is asking everybody to stand up and because she was saying, do this with me. Like she was choreographing, she wanted the whole audience to do this dance with her. They were also filming, I guess, this show for a movie that she came out with. And that was one reason she wanted people to stand up and do these arm motions to be on the thing. And so finally I turned around and said, rent this DVD. I said, rent this DVD. I was like, we're having a great time. I was like, we're not being insulting to you. I was like, we're just trying to, just have fun.
Why do people even go?
Listen,
if they're not going to enjoy it and get into it, why do they even go?
That's hilarious. We went to the Bruce Springsteen concert. Now, keep in mind, this concert was
acoustic.
It was an entertaining time just to get into the building.
Yeah, I think we've talked about this on the show before.
Olivia had this particular concert. Olivia had bracelets from her elbow to her wrist, and she was using them as her tambourines. And the people in front of us were sitting.
Huge Boss fan.
And the people behind were just having the time of our life. And the more dirty looks we get, the harder Olivia's tambourines.
I mean, but Bruce had a tambourine on his toe. You know what I mean? Like he was a one-man show that time, so he was playing like a little cymbal on his foot as he stomped. I just right there with him.
Yeah.
I think he would have he probably would have asked me backstage had had it not been such a quiet show. So
no, but that's one of the biggest confusions at the Capitol Theater.
Yeah.
Is there some people who are under the impression that it's a sit-only theater, and then there's some people who are just like, I'm here to have a great time. And I remember we had Craig Morgan, and he actually came down the aisle, was like, come on, everybody, stand up.
And people were like,
what?
Crickets. Crickets. I've had somebody in front of me complain that I was singing too loudly behind them.
Oh my goodness. You know what? Now there's a bunch of Karens.
Yeah, exactly.
I was just like singing too loud. Like I am ready for my audition here, right?
Yeah.
Well, see, if I were singing too loud, they may have a reason, to complain a little bit, but I get so mad. It's like, I am here to have a good time, and damn it, I'm going to. I paid my money.
I think if you're going to, like the symphony or like a jazz, you know what I mean? Like there's definitely different avenues. Like I wouldn't stand up at a symphony show with my tambourine and join in, right? But like at an arena, at like a big show, you know what I mean? Like playing Glory Days, yes, absolutely.
Now I'm not gonna lie, the symphony did the Beatles one year.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
It was an amazing concert.
Yes, it was.
And there was a lot of confliction.
When they did any of those with that group from Canada, where they were just tremendous.
Yeah.
And if I felt bad. These people weren't standing up. It was like, oh my. So I was glad we were way off to the side. We were in one of them. I'm thinking, shoo, good thing. Because if I were down in the middle, people would probably be throwing stuff at me too. Right. But I don't get it.
Well, if you like
know
listen to
what
like
you're going to.
Artists and stuff, they say they feel. You like
know
listen to
what
like
you're going to.
Artists and stuff, they say they feel, like they get like
Their
energy
energy
and how they're responding. So can you imagine singing your heart out to anything? It doesn't matter what it is, even if it's a ballad, and everyone just be like
staring at you.
Like this year's light up tree ceremony there.
Right. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can shine all you want.
Yeah,
but if there's nobody there to see it,
that
does it
had
really
to be
work?
hard for even like the NFL players at the beginning of the season when they were playing like fake, audience.
Yeah.
They get like an interception, and can you just imagine just the silence on the field, or probably the not so pleasant talking from like the other team that you could hear so clearly.
Well, that's what I would have liked to have heard.
Yeah,
Was all
they weren't
the-
micing them this year,
Yeah.
were they? Either way, so go ahead. Sorry.
Well, no, totally off topic.
Yeah.
A lot of people forget about healthy vibes.
Oh yeah, down at Center Market.
Over down in Center Market.
Who is that?
Yeah, down at Center Market.
Over down in Center Market.
Who is that? Juice.
Yeah. Smoothies and things like.
From there, that was just.
And they're healthy.
Dive. I don't. Don't tell me healthy. It was to die for. JoJo brought it back to me one day.
They were having hula hoop classes.
And that's what, so they, today, they are having cardio club. The 23rd, next Tuesday, they have the hula hoop club.
Yeah, I've been
And
seeing.
they have a cardio club, and they bring your own blender.
I need a new blender.
I've got a couple of them.
Yeah, club, and learn how to make your at-home shakes taste just like ours.
Actually, that's a great idea.
That's a great idea, and it's nice to see people, not only you sell their product,
do it at home.
the capability to be able to do it at home.
The one thing that I last is somebody actually teaching you and wants you to learn, not keeping things to themselves so you have to continue to come back. Like the whole point to me is just like being able to watch your wings spread and go.
Yeah.
Do you know how to hula hoop?
Are you kidding me?
I was just going to.
How to hula hoop?
Are you kidding me?
I was just going to ask you. Hula hoops.
Yeah.
And I tried at my nephew's with my little niece. Hips to move to save my soul these days. I really.
I was
it
always
was
better at
embarrassing.
around the neck and around the arm, which is weird because I've taken around the neck and around the arm, which is weird because I've taken belly dancing classes and things like that. But for some reason,
Well,
Just go.
the new thing, and this might be what it is weighted hula hoops.
oh yeah, it probably is.
So probably along the way.
Yeah, your hips.
Up
you
with the
you do
back.
it around your you do it.
Well,
up
you know,
here?
Well, you
up here,
gotta get
all the
it
way down.
up. I mean,
Yeah,
it's probably my
right
thumb.
here
I
is like
always try to
probably
look
where
around
it like stays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Stays.
It doesn't go up.
Yeah,
It can go down.
Boppers.
see, that's where my issue always looked to my neck, so I'd be like the perfect neck
Yeah.
hulas.
That's like when the circus comes around. There's people that do like 20 or 30
Oh, I
hula hoops
know.
at a time.
And they're like so graceful at it.
Yeah.
Like their arms.
Your 30
I
hula hoops
know.
at a time.
And they're like so graceful at it. Like their
Yeah.
arms move and it's like snakes of just, I love it.
Yeah.
It's an all-
Yeah, vibes for you.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So there's a lot. I mean, I applaud every single small business in downtown Wheeling right now. Not probably one of the other. They are creating so many different ways to get people in, as they get through this. Either it be to ship it to somebody's home, do an e-commerce site. They're doing all these different types of classes. Some people are offering like Zoom meetings to, help you.
When everything finally has some semblance of normalcy.
Well, I don't think we'll recognize it.
Well, but all these places that have been so creative,
Yeah.
and so inventive about getting people in and getting everybody at least contributing and being involved, whether you could actually go in or not, the opportunities they will have when things really, I keep saying, Ogilvy has knocked it out of the park this year with all different kinds of activities that are all safe, and
Yeah.
I just think it's going to be tremendous when everything really opens up and we're all able to all these things that we've had to Zoom or just small classes. Now we'll be able to expand it to a lot of our friends all at once and make new friends as we're there.
Yeah.
I just think it's wonderful. that
Handshake.
Some of the, hugs. I am so missing hugs. It's because Sonia knows I'm a hugger. And,
Yeah.
You know, it just, because I'll see old friends, and it's like, the first thing is,
What do you do?
I know.
are you doing hugs today? You know?
When you go into Target, that like little doll, they actually have the bracelets that are for sale right now. They're $3, and it's like red, yellow, like greens, like hugs and handshakes, welcome. Yellow, a little cautious, but we can stand together. And red is like, don't touch me with a 10-foot pole.
Oh, I'm going to get a green one. Because I have.
Yellow even during normal times.
Well, see, and I'm not.
I'm down to have a conversation all day long, but I'm not like nice to meet you. I want a hug.
Well, see, I hug. And that's what's killing me when people come in here that, are friends.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you're right. But no, I do. I like to get people in, and, hopefully, like you said, it keeps moving forward and expanding once people can come in.
Yeah.
I had a meeting at the health department last week, and,
you said it was just like nonstop for those
people. First of all, let's all pray for our local health department. For the state of West Virginia, you can register online to get the vaccination.
I have, and I just am waiting and waiting.
And
I mean, I've got several
and
little
it's kind of
ticks
crazy.
on mine, and
so
I
one of
haven't
the problems that they're having is that even though that you schedule your vaccination appointment, and I think one of their sites is at Marshall County, it doesn't mean that vaccination's available.
Yeah.
Like they're assuming it's coming in, and it may not.
There's a delay in delivery.
There is a huge delay in delivery.
There was a story about that the other day. Anybody was scheduled for Mondays now been pushed back to Thursday because they didn't get the supply in when they needed it.
And that's before the storm.
Yeah.
I know. Bill had the doctor that's in charge of corporate health at Wheeling Hospital yesterday, blank said, you got any glimmer of hope for me? Because I really thought I would be not high up on the list, but I figured I would fall in somewhere. And when I heard that Justice was opening it up to 50-year-olds, I'm thinking, hey, wait a minute. There's a lot of us in the other categories that their appointments yet. And he said, it's the supply. That is the big problem. Trying to get, enough vaccines into the individual counties, and so I thought, well, they're saying, like in Ohio, I was told that I could register in Belmont County.
You can actually go on Walgreens, okay, and register.
I was going to go through Kroger, but
register through Walgreens, and I get register through Walgreens, and it'll actually give you the Yorkville. Well, it's now the Rite Aid's now a Walgreens, and that's one of the ones that has like the most availabilities. As a West Virginia resident, it'll give you be able to go to.
All right, I'm going to
take a look into that.
We should have talked about that off air.
Yes.
Well, no. So log in right now, Lola. Yeah. No, but seriously,
we've just alerted everybody.
Yeah. So
there are some things. You're right, Olivia. We should just keep to ourselves.
No, it's okay.
Everybody needs a chance.
I promise. Yeah, but no, seriously. Like while we're talking on the phone, you can make a Walgreens account right now on your phone, and it's probably one of the quickest things. You know what I mean?
Well, I was surprised. The pharmacist at Kroger, when I went and got my antibody test, he said, well, you'll be eligible.
Yeah.
And I was really shocked because it was keeping to only their state residents. And he said, no, because we're what, half a mile across a river?
Yeah. No, yeah.
So, all right.
Yeah.
Greens in Yorkville.
But, so when I was at the health department yesterday, they were getting annihilated. People are really mean. I know. Their staff has not increased. Nurses, and then you got Locke, Howard, and I can't remember the other guy's name. I don't know if there's anybody else in his offices, but it was nonstop. People were coming in, hey, I haven't been able to schedule my appointment yet. When am I going to get my vaccination? I felt really bad. But on the other end, the flip side of the reason why I was actually there was to see, like I schedule the stuff for Heritage Port events, to see how those people can move forward or if they should even be moving forward. And they gave a lot of hope. You know what I mean? Like they told us some different things that they can do to organize their vendors, like bigger people like the Italian festival. Unfortunately, we do have to wait for the governor justice because as of right now, festivals are still shut down, but it's wintertime, so it's not even on his radar.
Yeah.
Right.
So we do have to wait for him to reopen festivals and allow it. But it looks like there's a lot of possibilities of some summer events going on. the Benedum, they sent out a huge thing for
They have lots of Broadway and everything scheduled.
starting June.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's a lot of positivity. Our Broadway guys calling, they're looking at starting in November right now. And that's great. You know what I mean? Because that gives us enough time, to hopefully be at least 75%. I don't see us opening up to full capacity this year.
Probably not.
Me personally, I don't see that, but it's possible.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah.
I mean, if you listen to President Biden, he said by the middle of July, the end of July, every single American that wants a shot can get a shot.
Yeah.
But that still opens up to all these anti-vaxxers that are saying, I'm never going to get one.
And the new strand, so there's going to be some wiggle room.
Yeah. And they're saying, even though you do get vaccinated, it's just like the flu shot. There's that 7% chance right now for the one that you could still get it. And anything's possible.
Well, but, we all take our chances with the flu. Even when you get a flu shot, know you can still get the flu.
Absolutely.
But it's going to keep it to your symptoms to a minimum.
Yeah.
And, I think we can all live with that. That's what any vaccine does.
Right.
I'm not, this having to have 100% and I'm never going to get it, that's just silly.
Yeah.
That's just silly to
It's
assume
unrealistic.
that they can do that.
Right.
I'll give them both arms at the same time.
I'd like
Double
to see
dose
something
me.
that would
I
be
just-
100% protection against cancer or things that they've been working so hard and haven't been able to really combat.
Yeah.
But hey, cases are on the decline, so let's just hope it stays in that trend.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Blues
Now, if we could
Fest.
only get Mother Nature to as
cooperate.
well.
I know. Now, I hate to tell everybody, but this time, what I tell you, 2018, this week, the river was at 36 feet. It was like, not the river, but actually the river.
Yeah.
That was all from the snow melting, remember?
Yeah.
So, I mean, we've got a lot of snow right now. I mean, we want it to stay cold so it's a slow melt, but.
We need it to be a slower melt.
Slow.
It all depends on how much snow they've gotten up north in Pennsylvania.
Right,
That's
how
the
they-
and I think they have gotten.
I think they're getting plowed too.
Yeah, the river's only at 17 right now, Lola.
Well, that's good.
Where is it for you to?
42.
42.
Yep. 42.
That's scary.
Everybody on the island knows their number.
Yeah.
I don't care where you.
The arena's 35, we have to cap, or it gets in our sewer, like it gets in goes up through our sewer lines, whatever that saying is.
What was it, 2004, when the parking garage flooded and we
And our
had our
office.
field
Yeah.
stored down there, and it was like,
Yeah. Yeah, it's it's been a wild ride, you know what I mean? And you kind of, that year I think everyone got it.
Oh.
2004, that's
That
when
was-
Route 7, that's still not finished. Yeah.
because I was stuck here, and I kept calling the state police to see if 7 was open yet, and that guy goes, oh my God, is this at Lola Miller again? And I said, yes. And he goes, well, if you go really slow, you can avoid some of the mud. He goes, but when you get home, you may not be able to get back. And I said, that's okay with me.
Yeah.
I just want to get home.
Yeah. So hopefully, they're wrong about tonight.
We're only supposed to get 1 to 3.
Oh, I thought I saw 5 to 6.
That's up north.
Up north, okay.
So that means like in my area.
Yeah, I always laugh. So when, Olivia will send me a picture and I'll be like, ooh, it's green as green can get here. Do you know what I mean? And they're doing sled riding up on the hill. And I'm just
Like deep sled.
yeah, it's really funny how.
Yes, I saw last week when you walked in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. But I mean, I love the fact that we have 4 seasons here. I'll celebrate
All in
that.
1 week?
Not normally, just because my closet, that's a priority to me. But I don't know. I do like the 4 seasons. I will say though, this is the most activity I've seen in a long time at the skiing up at Oglebay, and I'm really hoping that turns into something more too.
Yeah, that'd be really nice.
Like tubing and things like that.
Yeah, we haven't had any snow in 2 years.
Right, and it's really expensive to always blow your own
Yeah.
snow, not to mention dangerous because that is like an icy snow, so
Yeah.
it's not great for skiing, but I mean, we've had a great winter, at least for the last few weeks.
Yeah, I like winter. I'm not going to lie.
I don't mind if I don't have to do anything with it. Like when, I've always loved winter going up to Michigan.
Yeah.
And we would do the sled races on the lake and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
They haven't had ice up there on the lake until this year.
Yeah.
In 3 years.
They have it now?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Everything up there is frozen over.
Chris gave everybody a good laugh on Saturday.
Oh, absolutely.
He fell down our front steps.
That was Chris?
That was Chris,
I
yes.
saw that. I thought you were just
No, that was our Christopher Robin.
sending
And I'd like
out
to
a
thank
TikTok
him
thing.
because that was a epic.
Yes, and it was kind of funny because my coworker said, I wonder if it's getting icy out yet. And I was like, let me show you what Chris just did.
I was over at my aunt's, and like when I left, I was like, ooh. I was like, it's not bad, right? And then like I went to go like take a step, and like my whole foot slipped on the thing. But the roads weren't bad yet. But it was just whatever was able to be covered, that was cold, was slick as ice.
All right, everybody. Well, that wraps up another Wednesday. You're listening to Winging It. Thank you.
Take care. Tune in next week for Brian Braun, like the new executive director of the Wheeling Symphony.
Warning, girl, you better get your